Hi and welcome to Drummers Review. I'm Nolly and in today's video we're going to be looking at one of my favourite personal drums. It's a Gretsch full-range bell brass snare drum. The use of bell brass for snare drums was popularised by Tama back in the 80s, where their extreme volume and cut worked amazingly well in the context of recorded rock and metal music. Nirvana's Nevermind, Metallica's Black Album, and many more were cut with Tama bell brass snares. Gretsch followed Tama's recipe of a 3mm bell brass shell, but they used their typical 30-degree bearing edge and die-cast hoops. This particular drum is a 14 by 6.5, and it's actually now a discontinued model, but Gretsch still sell a bell brass snare with the same spec but a slightly different look for around about £1,000. Before we go any further though, let's check out how it sounds in a few different tunings. Bell brass snares are heavy beasts and this one is no exception. While it's not quite as hefty as the VK cast bronze snare we featured on our channel, it still weighs in at a considerable 9 kilos, which means you definitely need a sturdy stand. The brass and chrome has the lustrous look and feel of an antique, almost steampunk piece of heavy engineering, and through time and heavy use it's taken a dark patina which personally I don't mind at all. I picked up this snare to use in my own productions after drooling over the legendary tones achieved with bell brass snares, and I quickly found myself using it on nearly every recording I engineered, with most drummers instantly falling in love with it and several going on to buy one for themselves after the session. It's delivered time and time again, and it seems to pair particularly well with the live room here at Middle Farm, which really gets activated by the volume that this drum projects. I really like how this drum sounds with reverse dot type batter heads that offer a bit of extra control and durability. Today it's got a Remo controlled sound X batter over an Evans snare side 300 reso, and it's got pure sound steel 20-strand wires. In my experience, bell brass tends to have the wonderful effect of bringing out depth and low-end resonance in instruments of all types, giving a long sustain but moving the focus away from unpleasant overtones. The result here is that the snare is extremely wet in its lower ranges, but as you apply more tension, it never seems to lose that depth, and it can be tuned incredibly high without choking. Though that all means the drum has a lot of low-end punch, the most striking aspect of its sound has to be the sheer volume and cut of the attack, especially when rimshotting. If you've not played a snare like this before, it's an awesome experience having so much power on tap, but be ready for neighbours, bandmates and live sound engineers to start complaining about how loud it is. In a mid-tuning, it carries a fair amount of overtone. However, a spot of dampening tends to sustain without losing the cut and attack. And while I've spoken a lot about its performance at higher volumes, you might be surprised at just how crisp and well-defined ghost notes and soft playing comes across too. The build quality here is exceptional. The shell's totally round with perfectly cut bearing edges. The hardware fitted is all top quality. After many years of heavy use, it still operates pretty much just as smoothly as it did on day one. Having used this drum in a variety of styles and situations, I can attest to the fact it's a surprisingly versatile snare, and while it definitely excels in heavy hitting genres, it's certainly not lost in the hands of more sensitive players in lighter musical contexts either. That said, due to the sheer volume here and the price tag, bell brass snares tend to be favoured by serious players, mainly using them for studio recording or for large-scale live performances, where the drum can be used to its full potential. Thanks for watching this video. It's been a bit more of a show and tell than our typical reviews, but we'd still love to know what you think, so please do leave us a comment below. Don't forget to hit subscribe to be notified of future videos, and we look forward to seeing you next time at Drummers Review.